Hello everybody. Today I just want to show you how to make your own candles. Pretty simple, doesn't take too long, and not too expensive. I'll be showing you the wax, which is a creamy wax. Comes in a 2-pound container. Next you need some form of glass to put in your candle. Can be little, big, glass, wine glass, whatever you have in mind. I use a couple clothespins, some wick, a little pair of pliers, some wick tab supports, some mold sealers, if you want, which you don't have to add a fragrance. This one is raspberry. And you have, further than just 2 choices for dyes. You have a liquid dye, which you just drop in there and stir it, or kind of like a block, which you just kind of shave off and drop it in there and it melts and changes it. Okay, and the last thing you need is a double boiler. I have this big old pan here. It doesn't have to be that big, just all I have available right now. And I like the stainless steel pitcher. Holds up pretty well for making candles, doesn't rust, and it does a fairly good job. Okay, so as you can see, this wax just comes in a big old blob, or a big solid block. And I just took a plain old knife and chopped them into little cubes. Helps it melt a lot faster. And so I have water already added in here, just under half. And I have thrown some wax in already. I'll just throw a couple more in for good measure. And this might take a few minutes to, actually it will take a few minutes to melt. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick that in there. And I will stop rolling and start rolling again when it's all nice and melted. Okay, so the wax is all melted. I'm going to turn that down. And a tip, if you just leave 2 pounds in there, it might take about 20 minutes, but if you sit there and stir it, you can make it 12-15 minutes, no problem. Alright, so I prepped one candle already, and let me show you how I did this one. Take your tab holder and take your wick and just insert that through there. Take your pliers and just pinch off the ends. Okay, and that pot's making a lot of noise. That's alright. Okay, so now it's in there, and take your mold sealer, just rip a chunk off the bottom there, and just apply it to the bottom of the holder. And with these, it's really wide, so you shouldn't have much of a problem sticking your hand in there. But one tip is, if you have something with a real small opening, like, you know, a shot glass or something, whatever you want to use, you can just use a straw and attach that on there and press it down like that, and it'll come out. Alright, so take your clothespins and just attach, well, let's get it straight. That would look way better. Okay, well that should be fine. Alright, so now you have your wick. Let's try and get in the middle there. Oh, that one is stubborn. Okay, so I got my 2 candles ready. And the wax is melted, which just looks like a melted liquid. There's nothing really to see there. And I will be adding the red, because it's a raspberry. And I'm just going to put a few drops in. I think it says start with 1 drop for 2 pounds, which this is 2 pounds. Well, that was more than a drop, but let's see what that does. Alright, now I'm just going to take a plain old knife and stir it in. Okay, with whatever amount of measurement that was, a few drops. I'm not sure if you can really see it, but it just looks like a Kool-Aid. And I'm actually going to add a little more because I want it to be darker. Whoops, boy, that's a lot. Okay, it's going to be really dark now, really dark red. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and stir that in a little more. Yeah, that's definitely like raspberry gelatin now. It's really dark. Okay, so I'm also going to take my raspberry fragrance. I'm just going to shut that off, makes a lot of noise. And I'm going to start with a few drops. A few more. Okay, well I can already smell the raspberry. A couple more. Alright. Sure, I'll get that all over the counter. Alright, so I'm also going to stir that in a little bit. And it does smell really good. It smells like raspberry. Okay. Alright, now take my pitcher here and be very careful. I'm just going to go ahead and pour this on the side. This one I'm going to fill up to the top. About right there. And with the 2 pounds, it leaves me about that much left. So this one is going to dump in here. And the second one here, I'm going to do a few layers, 2 or 3. And I might as well fill that up and see what that leaves me with. I'll probably just do 2 on this one. Yeah, I'm going to do 2 on that one. I'll just use all of it. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to let that settle and show you what that one looks like, and let this one settle with the other layer on it and show you what that one looks like. Okay? Okay, as you can see, the 2 candles are all set and ready to go. One tip, after this one hardened, it did create a little crater, so I went back and just melted a little bit more and poured it in there, which made it nice and flush like this one here. And a tip for the 2 layer, make sure the first layer is nice and set before you add the top layer. Sometimes they will tend to kind of melt together and you won't get the right color that you want. Okay, so they're both ready to go. Just cut your wick to the right length and you're all set. Okay, thank you for watching the video. Take care. God bless.